today, one of the things that I'm really excited about is I've got one of the past presidents of Social Venture Partners, Dick Evans, and you're also the president and CEO of Proliance Resource Group.
Yes.
How did you get involved in Social Venture Partners?
Pat, I moved back to Dallas after spending most of my career here and decided I was at a station in life where I had a little more flexibility and control over my time, and also felt that I'd reached that point where I could go past the charity begins at home and start looking at the give back aspect of life. So my next door neighbor, who happened to be a social venture partner, invited me to a couple of events, and shortly thereafter I joined, got under the tent with them, and as I say, I've been drinking the Kool-Aid ever since.
Very good. So how has it affected your business to be involved in a nonprofit like SVP?
Well, going into it, I really did not see it as anything that would impact business. That kind of emerged from, I think, the learnings from being involved with social venture partners, which really leverages not just your financial resources, but your network of connections and your expertise and your time. And as a result of that, what I found is some of the competencies that we had developed within our company, we could share out and use to assist these nonprofits in their capacity building efforts.
So you guys are bringing a great deal of wisdom to the nonprofit, and I want to call it financial attractor factor with your guidance.
I think that touches on it, depending on the discipline. You know, our particular company basically deals in consulting services in the area of human resource, risk management, and insurance. And so, like any other business, nonprofits need those services. They are focused on helping and attracting and retaining the highest quality associates they can. And so we felt there were opportunities for us to leverage some of our capabilities out to assist them in doing that.
Right.
And we do that through a variety of means, connecting them with partners of Proliance Resource Group that specialize in technology or may specialize in insurance, employee benefits, welfare programs, retirement plans, or even the administrative services that have to keep all those parts moving.
Right.
And so we said that the services are there, but how do we deliver them in an efficient manner? And as a result, we developed what I call a pro bono component to our company of going in and doing what we call a value audit and analysis. So we kind of do that on a no-cost basis for qualified 501(c)s, where we will look at all aspects of their human resource area, from compensation to incentive recognition programs, time and talent management, and the tools they use to try to draw those people.
Right.
So that service became somewhat of our free pro bono offering, and then through many of the partners that we bring in to fulfill needs that have been identified, many of those partners, one of which I think you'll be talking with here in a minute, Dale Young, have also incorporated some of that pro bono into their business model because of the needs of nonprofit, and I think because they become aware that by connecting their for-profit world with impacting social issues in their community, it creates a more well-rounded culture and environment for their business.
One of the things to tie all that back to SVP, one of the things that I see is that you're able to connect through something like that, this Social Venture Partners, to some really amazing business owners.
Yes.
And
yes.
the speed of trust, to use a phrase that's out there, is greatly accelerated. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I would. I'm glad you brought that up, because at first you didn't really know what was causing the positive things to happen in your non-for-profit endeavors as well as your for-profit. While I would not encourage anyone to go into a philanthropy cause with the idea of driving bottom line profits, I think it's an outcropping of that comes from meeting more people that are like-minded in terms of having a concern over issues facing their community. And once you meet these people and you interact with them in what I would call a pro bono capacity, I think the trust barriers break down. And in any relationship building business, particularly if you're marketing a product or a service, I think there's typical reluctance. You know, the old phrase, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Right.
And I think when people see you operating in a philanthropy mode, it tells them a lot about you as the person. Okay, he's a good guy, so I can get past the trust factor. Now I can evaluate what it is the offering is, are they the best in class at doing it, et cetera. And that was a pleasant surprise that, frankly, actually promotes wanting to get more involved with more nonprofits and meeting the members of their board who, again, may be people like me. They run companies, and through that association, we find that we can do business together and maybe complement each other's for-profit bottom line.
Excellent. One of the things that I want to look at is you've got, you and this whole show, one of its focuses is on bigBANG. bigBANG is a conference that's coming up October 30th. It's out at the
Paul Quinn College.
And you're invited to go to it's bigbangtx.com to learn more and get your ticket to attend. This is the Business Spotlight. We're the Business Spotlight and Pat Dewar. We've got a great show going today on working with nonprofits. One in particular that we're highlighting is Social Venture Partners. And one of the things that we've invited on the show today are some business owners and leaders in the local area that are very involved in philanthropic activities, one of which is Dale Young. Dale, you're the chairman, chief executive officer with Summit Consolidated Group.
Yes, sir.
How has what you're doing in the nonprofit world, how is that, I want to say, affecting your business model?
Well, as an organization, we've made a conscious decision to support worthwhile organizations in Dallas and around the country. We have offices around the country, and as you can probably imagine, we have a lot of demand for involvement with not-for-profit type organizations, and we were just attracted to the Social Venture Partnership. My partner, Dick Evans, convinced me of it, and it's been a great ride for us. It's really serving the needs in the Dallas marketplace, and it couples nicely with the other stuff we do around the country.
Yeah. Well, what do you tell other business owners that are looking at getting involved in nonprofits? What do you tell them about things that you're doing?
You know, Pat, I tell them that it's the right thing to do. I think it's about leadership. I think it's about giving back to the community. I think it's about putting back and doing for others, and to the extent you do that, your business tends to do well. And it's just really the right thing to do. And I think the SVP model is an interesting model. It's a model that's unique as compared to a lot of the other charities that we're involved in and organizations. So we very much enjoy this partnership.
I mean, how are you involved in SVP in any way?
Well, again, my partner, Dick Evans, that was on just ahead of me, Dick has taken a very active role. I engage at a high level. I promote the causes as they're brought to me. We share with business owners as we go out through the community that here's an organization that is a little different, and there are a lot of ways to get involved and engage. So my involvement really is more at a high level, and I try to serve as a real goodwill ambassador, if you will, for SVP, and try to encourage other business owners to get involved, because you can get involved in a way that you may not be involved with other organizations like this.
Right. How has your involvement affected the community?
I think that I've seen great outcomes. I mean, I've seen successes in the inner city. I mean, attending a lot of the functions of SVP have given me the opportunity to hear stories whereby we've had success. And I think as a business owner, that's really what we all want. We want to see the end product. We want to see that our efforts and our money are going for the good of the city and the country and for the organization that we're trying to help. And we've really seen that here in Dallas. It's been great.
Why would you encourage a business owner to be involved in bigBANG and be attending?
Well, I think it's a great way to be exposed to a variety of offerings that SVP has. And it's a great way for you to test the waters and see if there's something out there. See if you can feel the passion. I know I've attended 2 or 3 of the bigBANGs in the past, and we're very committed to it because we think it sends the right message out to the community, to our customer. I think that's an important part of what we do. We want our customers to know that we're not just taking the profits and not putting them back into the community. And I find many leaders of companies, most leaders of companies, to be just like that. They want to give something back. So bigBANG is a great place to find out what's out there.
Well, in fact, I even see that as a cultural change. There's been a real shift. It probably back, our parents or grandparents, they were really involved in a lot of organizations like that. It waned, but it's coming back in a real big way. And I'm so proud of people like you that are stepping in and saying, if you're a business owner, you should be plugging in. So the event is at Paul Quinn College, October 30th. Anything else you'd want to say about that event coming up? I mean, just trying to get people there.
I would just close, Pat, by saying that I think SVP provides an opportunity for business owners and leaders like myself to lead, to be involved, to encourage and support what's right for the community. So I would encourage anyone to get involved.
I completely agree. I know that leadership is something that's, kind of lacking in the nation in a lot of ways, a lot of character issues. But it's neat to see somebody stepping up and saying, look, guys, if you're a business owner, you should dive in to your nonprofits in your area. If you're in the DFW area especially, by all means, come to the bigBANG. bigbangtx.com. You can get information. You can get your ticket there. And by all means, attend. And if you're a nonprofit, attend. Why? Again, you're getting exposed to folks like Dale Young and Dick Evans that can really make a difference in your business career. We'll be right back. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Pat.
Now, you're chairman emeritus and everything else as well.
Yeah, that's what happens when you stick around longer than your usefulness.
It's the raise the hand and say, well, you got the football.
Exactly.
So I want to know why did you start SVP?
Well, so if you go back in time, I'm an attorney by training. I had spent a number of years in the software industry and had sold my last software company, and my kids were out of the house, and I was looking for something to do. My wife wouldn't let me stay at home. And so I thought community involvement was the right answer, and became frustrated because I couldn't really involve in the community in a way that I thought used the skills that I'd so carefully developed, right? And so I heard about the model. At that time, there was one in Seattle and one in Phoenix, and met with the Dallas Foundation, and we decided that they asked me if I'd carry the flag, and I agreed to do that, although 15 years later, I'm not sure that was well considered. And it's really exceeded our expectations.
I wouldn't doubt. So tell me about the model for SVP. What do they actually do?
So as its name implies, it's social venture partners. It is we think of ourselves as taking the venture capital model and actually applying it to capacity building for nonprofits. So just as a venture capitalist would make an investment in a company and then become involved in a way that really amplified the company's opportunities, we do the same thing for nonprofits. So we make small investments of money and very large investments of our time and talent and connections to build their effectiveness.
I love the model just because it's not just saying, here's some money. One of the things that we were talking before, and I said I've been involved in nonprofit boards before, and one of the things that you run into is that many times they have an employee mindset, but you're building a company.
Yeah, Pat, you're exactly right. I mean, we in our paradigm, we look for very talented, what we would call social entrepreneurs, people who have a unique skill or program or approach to a problem. But at the end of the day, nonprofits are just small businesses like all small businesses. And so we believe our business talents translate well to make them more effective purveyors of the programs that actually can change people's lives.
Well, the other thing, though, that you guys do is that you bring your influence into the equation. That's something that a lot of people don't realize, is that when you're a business leader, you've got not just your employees, you've got all your clients, you've got all the people that know of you, through you, about you, whatever, and then you're applying that influence. That's an enormous amount of force that's coming to bear in favor of the nonprofit, isn't it?
Well, and that's really the magic of the model, if you will. And as I said, we now have been around for 15 years and have both an active and inactive portfolio of nonprofits that we've been involved with, and have begun to hear within the last 10 years or so, nonprofits would come to us and say, we don't want any of your money. What we'd really like is the time investment of your partners.
That is beautiful. How does someone get to be considered to be a nonprofit you guys would interact with?
Well, there's a process. We run a competitive grant process. We actually engage with nonprofits over a period of time now, prior to their eligibility for our actual money. And we, during that period, sort of test the relationship, if you will, to see where we think we can most effectively deploy our capital and our time. And so they're in that advisee status for a year, and at the conclusion of that year, we then make an investment in one or several of them as our partners' appetite justifies.
Very cool. So who should attend Big Bang?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody. I mean, it's the place where we've used various sort of lingo around it. We've said it's where the suits meet the creatives. It's where everybody who is it's where .gov meets .org meets .com. It is we're a community, and it's a community event. It highlights community issues. It highlights what we think are innovative solutions to those community issues. And it's a great place for corporate identification, employee involvement, nonprofits to come and make connections to people who can actually help them forward their mission, students to come and learn about how to civics and how to be involved in the community. It really is, it's forever.
I really want to talk about Big Bang.
Great, so do I.
It's coming up.
Yep.
Tell me more about the what you want to see happen on Big Bang.
Great. Well, Big Bang is it's a one-day event. It's taking place at Paul Quinn College. It is a spotlight on innovation in the community, particularly as it applies to social issues and community causes. So this year our focus is on kids in poverty.
Right.
We're very proud of the fact that we're at Paul Quinn College. We think that Paul Quinn College is doing a lot of very cool things in South Dallas that people may have heard of but haven't gone to see, and so we're going to pull our friends down to South Dallas to take a look at the cool things happening there. As I said, it's about kids in poverty. Everybody knows that there's plenty of that in Dallas, and we're trying to highlight the issue and also showcase some of the really cool things that people are doing to actually alleviate that issue.
So when, we talked a little bit last time in the last segment about who should come. How do they come? What do they do?
So they come in droves.
That's good.
But the way that, so there are lots of ways you can come. If you're in a corporation and you're an employee, go talk to your boss and make sure that your boss knows about it. Make sure that the corporation gets the word out to its employees. Come to our website. Contact any of us at Dallas, at Social Venture Partners Dallas, and we'll tell you more than you probably want to know about it. Show up on October 30th. We'll probably let you in the door if we're not sold out. There are lots of opportunities to find out about it, and lots of ways we'll make sure that you can come.
So bigbangtx.com is
Correct.
what I saw on the printed
Yep.
materials, but Social Venture Partners, what's their website?
So Social Venture Partners is dsvp.org, and if you go there, again, you can find a link to it. a link to bigBANG, and you can also learn a little bit about DSVP, which is probably a good thing for you to know because we'd love for you to be a member.
How does someone become a SVP member?
Well, so operators are standing by. We take checks, credit cards, cash. The model really is, think of it as a giving circle for business executives. Our partners each contribute $5,000 a year. We take those accumulated funds, and as I've said a little bit earlier, we make targeted grants to nonprofit organizations. Again, it's in a competitive process, and so come and lobby for your favorite nonprofit. But the secret sauce really is that we become a group of folks who care about the community. We also become a network of people who do business together.
Right.
It really is kind of a special group, and again, you can go to our website and find out. I'm sure they can call you.
Sure.
But it's a great group.
So, what's the vision for the future for SVP?
So more and bigger.
More and bigger.
Yeah. So, we are, so we used to talk about our organization being transformational, and when we first started, we thought transformational in the sense of we were transforming the nonprofits that we invested in. About 5 years of doing that, and I think several of us woke up and said, wait a minute, that transformation is bi-directional. Actually, we're being transformed as much as any of the organizations that we're transforming. 5 years ago, when we began to think about celebrating our 10th anniversary and thinking about what that might look like, we sort of did some soul searching and came to the conclusion that in the 10 years that we had been a partnership, probably 300 to 400 people had passed through our partnership, and we thought, gosh, we have the opportunity to transform the community too. And that's what bigBANG represents to us. It's our outward-facing sort of showcase of the cool things that are going on in town. And if all of us put our shoulder to the wheel, we can have a dramatic impact on the community we live in.
One of the keys that I love what you said there was that you talked about how getting around these other brilliant business owners that had been givers as well. They gave to get in, okay? And the difference it made in your business. And I love that concept. So Paul Quinn College, October 30th, go to bigBANG
Texas,
TX.com, get your ticket, and everybody should attend.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
So everybody should attend, and I know that there's probably a fee, but if they need to get a hold of, they want to learn more about SVP, you said the website is SVP.
It's dsvp.org.
DSVP.
Yep,
.org.
.org. Yep. And
Okay.
if you're a nonprofit and that's and the entry fee is a lot of money, contact us. We'll figure out a way.
Well, that's again, givers give. I mean, you guys are amazing. One of the things that I've seen about that model is that it does tend to produce great results for both profit and nonprofit. But for the event that's coming, everybody should attend. Profit, nonprofit, even your key employees.
Yep. It's a community event, and the community needs to be there.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So again, go be a part of bigBANG, bigBANGTX.com. If you want to learn more about SVP, go to dsvp.org. And because the model is there to help a business owner really make a difference in their community. This is the Business Spotlight. We're highlighting nonprofits, and you got to learn some great lessons today from some very brilliant men. Thank you again. We'll see you next time.